Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of, you guessed it, the Explained series. So this actually is a series that I have been meaning to cover for a while now, and it's created by a YouTube channel named AquantaFilms, and honestly, they are extremely underrated, so you should definitely check out them. I have them linked in the description. So Aquanta has managed to create a very intricate VHS horror series called Little Red's Transfer. And if you thought the hidden clues in the Walton Files or Harmony and Horror were crazy, get ready for Little Red's Transfer, because there are honestly so many hidden clues, and I ended up making I think 25 pages of just notes on the series. But yeah, I'm actually very excited to be covering this series. Huge shout out to AquantaFilms, definitely check them out. And yeah, grab a snack, get very comfortable, because this will be I think it's gonna be a rather longer video. But yes, my name is Wowman212. Also, don't forget to subscribe, because that would honestly it'd mean a lot, so please do that. Thanks. Now, to truly uncover the truth of the mystery surrounding Little Red's transfer, to seek the answers behind what happened to Ivan, what Illusion Plus is trying to cover up, and what happened at Party 91st. First, we need to establish the groundwork. According to Andrew, a clipping manager at Little Red's transfer, he was first released out to the public via a comic book in 1951. So essentially, Little Red is a mascot for the corporation Illumination Plus, finding its ways into malls, restaurants, and more recently, a boat cruise. However, as for how the mascot was created, it started as a very creepier than how it is now, mascot. And becoming a mascot at drive-in theaters and carnivals, the original idea for him was that he would chase and humiliate children who were misbehaving in lines for rides. Little Red was created by a man named Hayden Bird, however was reimagined by Riley Michelle. Over the years, the brand owned by Illusion Plus evolved and partnered with a company called Collide in 1988, and created the first Little Red animatronic. And this doesn't include the prototypes, because we have no idea where those even are, but it is mentioned that there were prototypes created, so perhaps we will see a Little Red prototype animatronic in the future. And as Illumination Plus continued to grow as a company, so did its issues. Perhaps one of its first was Party 91st. Only referred to as this name, it is unclear when this party took place, because evidence that we'll discuss later in the video make it seem unlikely that it happened in 1991. What happened that day was truly tragic. At one of the Little Red locations, it was a child's birthday party, Hayden Kuhn's birthday party, and what transpired was a massacre committed by 3 individuals wearing pig masks. The individuals killed 14 people, and reports say that the only way they could have gotten in was through an inside source. But somehow, someway, Illumination Plus was able to endure this tragedy as a company and continue business. It's 2008. Mr. Burrow, the owner of Illusion Plus, which owns Little Red, is extremely sick and will pass soon. And ironically, his franchise is also dying. And from the looks of it, it seems Illumination Plus will be dying off with its owner. But surprisingly, that is not the case. And the person who's watching the company until they can find a replacement is a woman named Alex, which is the daughter of Mr. Burrow. According to the Vessel of Notion, Illumination Plus outlives its owner. But how? Because according to the unidentified individual, Alex was running the company into the ground by hosting underground parties at the company's first owned location.
How doing is up to these underground parties? The entire park is full of bachelors. Is Alex actually okay with this? For Illusion Plus's first fully owned location, they're running into the ground like it's nothing.
But 5 years later, and Illusion Plus is doing better than ever, opening over 1,000 locations around the US, and even partnering with Comet Cruise Line for a brand new Little Red's themed cruise. The person accredited to this success is Barry Haynes. After multiple failed TV shows, ugly mascots, and Harry's Frozen Emporium restaurant being shut down, So essentially, Barry Haynes' brand was somewhat of the poor man's version of Little Red. And Tony pretty much sums up Barry Haynes' brand right here.
Failed multiple TV shows, scared children with his ugly ass mascots, and Harry's Frozen Emporium restaurant that got shut down after multiple band-aids were found in the ball pit. That shit was awful.
However, something else happened that day, on February 8th, 2008. A storm like no other seems to have taken the lives of Cooper Leslie, Alice Hazels, and Alan Koskin, all whom which were working on the Illusion Plus Preservative Project team. And the Preservative team were tasked with finding Coil the Clock. But why were they looking for Coil the Clock, you may say? Well, it actually is because Illumination Plus would hide sensitive computer disks inside of these clocks. Computer disks with information that they wanted hidden from the public. And it's actually where this entire tape was found, inside of the clock.
What had been inside wasn't any mechanical functions, but was instead a hollow shell with a stack of computer disks inside, each bearing the words Illusion Plus Entertainment Preservative Project.
It was something Illumination Plus was trying to hide from the public. Because these employees were killed on the job, they wanted to avoid being sued. So instead, they hid the tape inside of the clock. Which does make me believe that the three in the car were killed that morning. It's now 2011, and Barry Haynes has been running Illusion Plus for the last 3 years, and has created Little Red's transfer as a way to save the company money. So essentially what the Little Red's transfer team does is they transfer old cassettes of training videos, TV shows, and old commercials. And simply what they do is polish them up for future use. However, an audio technician named Ivan, who worked at the Little Red's transfer department, discovered something very horrifying. What Ivan found was that there was something corrupting the older cassettes. Odd glitches happening within the cassettes. Ivan found a news clipping in the footage labeled Birthday Disaster, an incident that took place at Little Red's location in San Francisco, California. Ivan states the following to his coworker, Eric. Remember to delete this. We do not want them knowing we have these. I'm working on making the text a bit clearer, but until then I think I found some images of the location this happened at. Maybe you can help me understand what all went down. I don't know how graphic these could be. And based on the news clippings, it seems as if the Little Red animatronic attacked the children at the party. There's even what looks like 3 bullet holes on the Little Red animatronic. Perhaps the incident was so bad that somebody actually had to shoot the animatronic. Ivan furthers his investigation into the tapes and says that Tanya, a coworker, found odd kids' drawings that have been edited onto the VHS transfers. He also notes that he found an image of the Little Red animatronic which caused the birthday disaster. Ivan's final message to Eric is this. Don't submit this transfer. There's something truly disturbing happening in my department. Looking back at the image I showed you earlier, did you see it? In the shadows, brighten it if you can. I need to know if it's only me. I don't think I'll be coming to the party. I'm really on edge. And if we go back to the image that Ivan was referring to, I'm still not sure if I'm seeing what Ivan actually was referring to. Ivan did say to brighten the image, but all I can see when brightening it up is Little Red's fist raised, as if ready to attack. However, I did see something else in the shadows that I think Ivan was referring to, but I'm not entirely sure. If you look closely, you can see what looks like a baby's head. Again, it's very hard to see, but it is more likely that Ivan was referring to Little Red looking like it's going to attack. It does also look like Little Red has blood on its mouth and cheek. And at the end of this tape, we get a corrupted cartoon of Little Red looking at a hung body, next to several other bodies with flies all over the room, and one child in the room is alive and crying. And if we look into the description of this video, we find a message from the uploader, who later identifies himself as Arthur Madrow. He states the following. The unfinished transfer of Little Red's animatronic employee tape was hidden in my father's CD cabinet. It feels off every time I stare at it, like it's something that shouldn't be in my possession. I truly apologize if this curse follows through to you all as well. That is, if anyone sees this. Arthur has stated that the tapes are cursed. And here's where the lore becomes a lot more interesting, as we do venture into the concept of cursed tapes. Ivan Carpenter, the audio technician that was beginning to find out about all the secrets being hidden within Illusion Plus Corporation, went missing shortly after making these discoveries. Ivan was supposed to attend a New Year's party with his friends, but he never made it. In an unlisted video titled "Pull the Curtains," we get this Morse code message: "Where is Ivan Carpenter?" And as for what happened to Ivan Carpenter went missing, and so did a number of his co-workers who also knew about incidents Illusion Plus was trying to cover up. And here we do have a recording of Ivan running away from his supposed killer. The audio that plays is the last call Ivan received before being chased into the warehouse.
Some things should be kept within secrecy. Like all things in this world, you need to lay this mystery to rest. What is your fascination with such a cold case, Ivan? What are you hoping to find here? I'm not doing anything but attempting to stop you from damaging this company's reputation with your outlandish conspiracies.
But who is truly behind the murder of Ivan Carpenter? I believe it was Barry Haynes. After finding out that Ivan had information that could ruin the entire company, he chased Ivan around the warehouse and had plans on killing him. Ivan then enclosed himself inside of a locker and was left to die inside of it. But after seeing that Ivan had enclosed himself in a locker, he left him there to die. And since it was New Year's, nobody would be at the warehouse to save Ivan. It takes a few days for a person to die of dehydration, and with everybody on New Year's break, that was more than enough time for Ivan to die in the locker. Barry Haynes had cut his loose end. As for Tanya, Tanya's body was found laid lifeless on the floor of her bedroom, which was later connected to the disappearance of Ivan. As for JJ and Eric, both of them were eventually exterminated. In this clip, we can hear Eric panicking because none of his coworkers are responding anymore. Then a loud scream is heard, and we can presume Eric to be killed by whatever it was. And as for JJ,
that's all for me today, and I've been your host, JJ.
We have yet to see how he was killed. Somehow, someway, the souls of Eric, Ivan, Mary, and Hayden Kunn are trapped inside of the tapes. But perhaps the most interesting part of this entire series is what happens after death. Clues have been left throughout the entire series, showcasing the lost souls and their attempts to escape the tapes. In an unlisted video, we get a Morse code message that, when translated, reads, "I'm so sorry, Hayden. I'm so started. Just keep drawing, baby. We'll be out one day." And Hayden being the child whose birthday party turned into Party 91st, where 14 people were killed by 3 people in pig masks. And from the last clip in the video, it does seem that Hayden was one of the victims that day. His soul finding its way into the tapes, with someone telling him to keep drawing, baby. The next message is hidden in an unlisted Honey Bear video that, when translated, says this: "I thought I'd never see you again. I wanted to apologize. I want to help you. Do the things you do and help others. No, Ivan. Mary, please let me help you. I can help. I can help us. Help you and Hayden get to the home video. Just how we got here. Not easy. I know it's not easy, that's why I'm doing it. So you don't have to. Naive. Well, if you won't take me with you, I want to be somewhere else. I'm in pain here. Please tell me there's a better place than this. Introduction tape. Eric is there. So based off this interchange between Mary and Ivan, we know that both of them are inside of the tapes, but only their souls are trapped inside of the tapes, as we know Hayden and Ivan both to be dead. So it has to mean that their souls are the ones that are inside of the tapes. It also means that JJ, Eric, and most likely Tanya are also stuck inside of the tapes. And you may be asking, who is Mary? Okay, so really quick, let me tell you who Mary is. Mary was an engineer working at Illusion Plus that Barry Haynes had become infatuated with. However, he talks about her as if she's something for him to obtain.
I even dropped my pen a few times to see how willing she was to fall to her knees. I never thought the day would come. The day someone will look up to me. It feels nice.
He talks about how she's been babysitting her younger brother, who we know to be Hayden. The final message is found in an unlisted Honey Bear video. Where to now, Mary? We wait. For what? Mary, please stop doing that. Mary, please stop leaving me. It hurts here. I can't keep living here. And from this message, it does seem that Mary made a run for it with her little brother Hayden, leaving Ivan behind. Gotta tell my grandma to put the volume down in her church. Dude, I feel so bad. But why? Why would Mary leave Ivan behind in the tapes? We don't have an answer at this time. Some years after the disappearance of Ivan Carpenter, the murder of Tanya, and the disappearances of Eric, Mary, and JJ, 2 new employees at Little Red's transfer begin to suspect secrets the company is hiding. Through backrooms in the tapes they're supposed to recover, the 2 begin trying to solve the disappearance of Ivan Carpenter, Kara, and Andrew. Hey, I know I should have brought this up to you days ago, but I actually still have access to the warehouse in Arkansas, where Ivan worked at. And I was wondering if you wanted to go. Sneak in there with me, that is, for mystery solving purposes. I like it. Sure, let's go this weekend. Eventually, the 2 plan on going to Arkansas, the warehouse that Ivan used to work at, and their goal is to find anything on the Preservative Project. That was the last conversation we've seen from Kara and Andrew, and it is possible that Kara and Andrew never make it back from the warehouse, because somebody found out about their plan to sneak into the old warehouse. Ivy. And although she is Kara's friend, it is possible that Ivy told the higher-ups about Kara and Andrew's plan. And we all know what happened to Ivan when he tried to expose the company's secrets. But for now, all we can do is wait as the story continues to unfold. Wow, that was Little Red's transfer. Thank you so much for watching. Did you enjoy it? Subscribe then. Did you think it sucked? Subscribe too. But yeah, that was my take on Little Red's transfer so far, because this is an ongoing series that I will continue to cover. Are you gonna share this? Holy are you gonna share this? Dude, don't. Are you seriously gonna do that? That'd be insane if you did. But yeah, I'll see you later. It was fun. Hope I can see you again. Peace out.